Oh, what's my camera? Give me 1 second. That's weird. Hmm. I'll give it a minute. What's going on? Okay. That background was just not working out. Okay, sorry guys. Okay. I feel like I need to fix something. We'll just give everybody a few minutes to get on. And then let me just fix a few things. There we go. All right. Looks like I need some light here. Sorry about that. I thought it was 6 o'clock my time because I am an hour ahead of you guys. So hopefully some of you um will hop on. Sorry about that. There was a miscommunication. Well, we'll start so that that way we can get this going. Sorry you guys have been waiting. All right. Hi guys, sorry about that. Okay, so let's just get started and then we'll go from there. See what happens from here, okay? Hmm. Sorry, my system's all I don't know why everything is all messed up on my end. There we go. Okay. 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 So we're gonna get started. Our seminar today is going to be on skincare and serums. Let me just reintroduce myself. My name is Lily. Let me just double check everything. Oopsies. I do realize you guys were here at a different time. There was a miscommunication on my end, but I'm here now. So if you guys are willing and okay with going forward with the seminar, let's do it. If not, you guys can hop on out. I'm sure it's not an issue if we stay and do one seminar. You're still interested? Awesome. Okay. All right, so my name is Lily. I am from the Chicagoland area. I am a makeup artist and an esthetician. And today, our seminar is going to be about serums and masks. I'm very excited about it because we can go into a little bit more detail about these things, especially because skincare is, it's a lot of information, a lot of different products that you can be using, and a lot of different opinions as well, whether it comes from social media or your friends and all of that stuff. So we will get started. It is a PowerPoint, so it's gonna be hard for me to go back and forth to like the Q&A section. So just hold your questions for the end since we will have a little portion and then we will go from there. So let's talk serums. So serum is a lightweight, highly concentrated and fast absorbing treatment. So you can have a serum for different things that are, different targets, like for dryness, if you want some oil control, for acne prone skin and anti-aging as well. Serums are usually, let me just do this real quick. Serums are usually a lot more expensive than your cleanser would be or your moisturizer. So serums sometimes are a little bit of a luxury item. However, nowadays a lot of drugstore brands have made serums that are a little bit more comfortable for people's price points, instead of spending hundreds of dollars on one serum that will probably last you a good, I want to say, 4 months if you're using it correctly, 6 months. Then you are able to get those and purchase those from anywhere, whether it be Walmart, Target, Walgreens, Ulta, Sephora, all of those things. And serums, since they are highly concentrated, are usually, a great add-on to your skin regimen. So then that way you're getting a little bit more punch in those areas that you are wanting to focus on. So I'm going to talk about a few popular serums that are out there and on the market, and I feel that you can use in your routine now, and that would be very, very helpful. So hyaluronic acid serum is extremely popular. It is a lightweight, hydrating skin care staple, as they say. It acts as a humectant. So because it acts as a humectant, meaning it's water-based, it works best when put onto damp skin. So hyaluronic acid should always, always be after either your cleansing or exfoliation step. So right before your moisturizers or any other serums, I would say hyaluronic acid is always the first thing you want to use. And you always want to use it on wet or damp skin. That is the best way that it works, and it activates, and it will penetrate the skin a lot better. So obviously it's there for plumping and smoothing. It offers intense hydration, reduces fine lines, boosts elasticity. It suits all skin types. So even if you have oily skin or acne prone skin, hyaluronic acid serums are usually great to have, so that way all of your other products afterwards can work a lot better. Products work better on hydrated skin because they can, make its way through, and it can sit on the surface of the skin a lot better. So you always want to keep that in mind. Next, super duper popular serum nowadays, especially like in the last year, I would say the niacinamide serum craze is like huge. They have it in almost everything now. So a lot of your skincare will have either niacinamide in it or hyaluronic acid in it now, which are two extremely popular, acids that we use in skincare today. So niacinamide serum is a versatile, water-based as well, skincare. They call it a powerhouse because it regulates oil production. It minimizes pore appearance. It reduces acne by obviously regulating oil production, strengthens the skin's barrier. The skin's barrier is extremely important, especially because you don't want anything to hurt it or penetrate or, be able to harm your skin in any way, especially over time using a lot of products. You want to have a strong skin barrier so that way it can handle it. And I would say the common concentration would be like the percentage that you'll see on the bottle, like here on the ordinary bottle, you see the percentages is 5 to 10%. That's always like over the counter, meaning you buy it from an Ulta or a Sephora. However, if you are looking for something if you find something of a higher percentage, you will react. So the higher percentages either are not, prescribed to you by like a dermatologist, or it's not, it's not going to be conducive for you because it's just going to be a little too much of a high percentage. It's going to do more harm than good. So always keep that in mind. Next acid or serum that's super duper popular would be a salicylic acid serum. So salicylic acid is one of those acids that is oil soluble. It is a beta hydroxy acid. So it's a treatment that obviously penetrates very deep into the pores to dissolve oil. So it's kind of like those commercials that you see with skincare where they have like the pore and there's dirt in the pore and the water comes and scoops the dirt out of the pore. The salicylic acid is what really does that. So it obviously exfoliates dead skin cells. If you don't have, oil or dirt in your pores, you will have dead skin cells. It reduces acne, blackheads, and whiteheads, which would be the oil production or any type of dirt or or oil production on your skin. And then the common concentration would be 2%. So 2% is what you would get at the stores. Salicylic acid can be prescribed by dermatologists at higher percentages, but those usually are done for certain reasons like super duper severe acne. But salicylic acid is awesome to have, especially if you have more oily, acne prone skin. It's going to be one of those serums that helps target the acne and helps, treat it and kind of makes sure that your skin isn't producing more oil and kind of like, you know, uh, I would say overpiling on the dead skin cells and the dirt. You want to get that stuff out so that way you're not having huge breakouts all over your face. And always know that salicylic acid though can be drying. So if you're going to be using certain serums, also know how you react. So if you're getting a little bit more on the dry side, that means it is, really reacting that way with your skin. So you need to moisturize really well. And then if you react in a even more uncomfortable way, like it hurts or it burns, you want to not use that. Your skin is just might be a little too sensitized for the salicylic acid. And then you're going to have your hydroxy acids. There's two of them. So it is a chemical exfoliant that removes dead skin cells, improves texture, can remove oil as well. So the alpha hydroxy acids, which would be the AHAs, you'll hear that in skincare, is a water soluble, best for dry, dull, or sun damaged skin, which pretty much means like it helps with fine lines and wrinkles because the majority of your prematuring aging is from the sun. Everyone likes to argue with me about that, but it is true. They improve surface texture, fine lines, like I said, and hydration. So these two pictures, so you're always kind of seeing AHA with the BHA, which is the beta hydroxy acids, which is like the salicylic acid we just talked about. So it's best for oily, acne prone skin or sensitive skin. So I would say the BHA is a little bit more gentle than the salicylic acid would be. Penetrates deeper into the pores, dissolves sebum, which is oil, dirt, and reduces blackheads, which is pretty much just an overproduction and a compaction of dead skin cells. So this exfoliant, the Polish Choice, this I suggest to a lot of clients if they are more on the sensitive side. It is a liquid. So you want to take it on a cotton round. This is the step you would do for your exfoliation. This does have salicylic acid in it, but it has a BHA derived salicylic acid in it. So it's a different form of it. So pretty much you would just take a cotton round and use it after your cleansing step. And then this is a serum that has BHAs and AHAs in it. So if you feel like you need something that helps with breakouts, but you're a little bit more on the dry side and you have more combo skin, the BHA plus the AHA is great. And then the Polish Choice is for people who really need to unclog those pores, but wants to do it in a more gentle way. And like I said, they are used in combo with certain products. Sorry, my cats are like making so much noise behind me. Okay. Next, super duper popular, not my favorite, I will not lie, is the vitamin C serums. So pretty much vitamin C, self-explanatory. Sorry, let me go back. Why are we? Okay, there we go. It is very potent. It's antioxidant rich, brightening skin serum. It reduces dark spots. It combats premature aging from UV damage and pollution. Some are more sensitive and have reactions to vitamin C, like myself. I do not have great reactions with vitamin C, even if I use it at night, even if I use like the smallest percentage, it still just doesn't agree with my skin. Depending on the strength that you do have, meaning the percentage that you have, you want to avoid the sun or avoid using it during the day. So you can use it at nighttime for your routine, but I have two different ones. So like the Ola Hendrickson, this one is a more pricier one. It doesn't say the percentage in the front, but it does say that it has an aloe vera extract. So I would say it would probably be less, or be this same amount, same percentage as the La Roche-Posay, but this one has like a more calming effect to it because it has aloe vera in it. I'm not gonna lie, this is the vitamin C serum I used and I reacted to. So, but that doesn't mean you will react. But this is the one that I did. And then the La Roche-Posay is just a regular vitamin C serum. It even says it on the bottle: anti-wrinkle concentrate, radiance boosting antioxidant. So always remember that like the bottles will say a lot of things, and this one is a 12%. And I always say 10 to 20% is the commonly used concentration. Obviously, 20% is like the highest. So you want to stay closer to 10. Again, if you have more sensitive skin, if you react in any way, you might not even react to vitamin C serums. I just did. But they're super duper popular for any dark spots that are on the face, giving you more of a radiance to your skin. It makes, all of these serums kind of almost do the same thing, but in different ways. So you don't need all of them. I would say like, if you have pretty much combo to normal skin, I would say like a hyaluronic acid and a vitamin C serum, and you're good to go for serums at least. And those are usually like super popular, and they're very effective, that's for sure. It just depends on what you need and to how you react to them, because sometimes one serum can work better for you than the others, and it is like a trial and error with skincare. So let's talk masks. So with masks, a lot of the times, and this is how they like spell it in the fancy places, and then you can spell it MASKS. But it's a very luxury thing to do, is to do masks. Nowadays, it's a lot less luxury because you can do a sheet mask, or, a lot of people put a lot more time and effort into their skincare. But it is, it delivers concentrated active ingredients. You can hydrate, you can purify, you can target specific skin concerns. Some offer visible results right then and there, and then some, after prolonged use, obviously will give you some results that you are looking for. And again, depending on this certain type of mask you are using, it will target specific concerns. And like serum, masks are expensive. So it's either you find one for all of your targeted concerns, or you find one for what you really want to use it for, and then you kind of go from there. So there are a few different types of masks. You can use a mask for hydration. There are sheet masks, which I'm sure a majority of you have seen or used. Sheet masks also come for different targeted concerns. You can do a sheet mask for radiance, for oil production, for, anti-aging, and so on and so forth. Clay/mud masks are usually used for oil production. And then overnight sleeping masks are fun. It just depends on if you can tolerate them. And then there are LED face masks, which are also very fun. I use one at my esthetician suite. However, it's not a mask. It's like a little dome that kind of like sits over you. So those are a lot of fun. Masks in general are fun. Like I said, it's a little bit of a luxury. So you kind of want to, act like you're giving yourself a spa treatment, and it always makes it feel a little bit better. So hydrating masks, best designed to lock in moisture, deliver plumpness, radiance appearance, suitable for all skin types. Because even if you have oily skin, you still want to be hydrating your skin. That is like one of the biggest misconceptions about oily/acne prone skin, is not hydrating your skin because you feel like you're going to up the oil production. But that's like pretty much the opposite. If you dry out your oily skin, that just tells your skin to produce more oil. So you want to make sure that you're hydrating your skin. And also, your skin can be dehydrated, not dry. So dehydrated meaning it is lacking water, whereas dry is lacking oil. So you also want to think about it that way as well. Like I said, hydrating masks can come in different forms. So it can come in a sheet mask, a cream, or a gel. And really want to do masks like 1 to 2 times a week. If you're feeling really, really dry in the winter months, you could do it 3 times a week. Sometimes overdoing it can cause breakouts, so you just want to be very careful. Everything in moderation, just like everyone always says. So sheet masks, and this is kind of what they look like in the picture. They are single use masks. However, like in the packet comes like all the extra serum. So you can like put that on the mask, or you can put that on your décolleté, which is like your neck slash chest area, and then on the fronts of your arms or hands as well. For these are the areas that age the quickest. So the tops of your hands, your décolletage, which is like your chest area. So you want to make sure those are nice and hydrated. So like I said, it's soaked in a concentrated serum. It creates a barrier that forces ingredients to penetrate deeply. So it kind of like creates like a little dome or a little cocoon for it to kind of do its thing. It provides immediate short-term hydration, can target skin concerns. So you can have a sheet mask for hydration. You can have one for oil production. You can have one for like calming if your skin's irritated. So like you can just have like aloe vera in it. You could use these 1 to 2 times a week. Sheet mask, I feel like you can use a little bit more often because I feel like the concentrated serum is not as heavy as like a cream mask would be. So you can like 3 to 4, you can. If you're really into sheet masks and you have them and you want to use them, you can use them like 4 times a week. Just again, just if you feel like it's a little excessive, just dial it back a little bit. Clay and mud masks, those are so much fun. So there are different types, and you'll see a lot of different brands that have different clay and mud masks that will do the same thing. So clay usually acts like a magnet, whereas mud is more of like the mineral enrichment. So when it says a mud mask, it most likely has clay in it, and then vice versa. They kind of go hand in hand. I don't know why they either call it clay or mud. They kind of have to have both. But clay and mud masks are usually used for oil production, for people who have oily skin, acne prone skin. So it detoxifies, it purifies, absorbs any excess oil that your skin might have or dirt. Like I said, it's effective for oily and combo acne prone skin. It helps reduce the appearance of blackheads and tightens the pores. So it really does clean out the pores and then make sure that it's tightening them as well. Clay or mud masks can be drying, so you want to make sure that you're moisturizing very well after, and or just use it once a week. You don't need to be purifying your skin that much or really cleaning out your pores that much, because you don't want to invite more dirt to get into other pores that haven't been clogged just yet. So you just want to make sure that you're using it sparingly. I always say 1 time a week, but if you feel like you're having a lot of congestion in certain areas, you can definitely use your mask in only those areas. So you can like spot treat with a clay slash mud mask. What I like to do sometimes, if I feel like my breakout is so like angry, I will put the med mask on there like kind of like a pimple patch, or like a just a treatment just for that area, just so that it can kind of like pull all of the dirt and the oil out of that pimple, and it can kind of speed up the process of it kind of healing over and doing its thing. Next, sleep masks. So sleep masks are not that common. It just means that you can sleep in the mask. I am not a fan of masks that you can sleep in, because I'm not a big fan of like feeling gooey and going and laying down on my pillow. I am a face sleeper, so I feel like it's a little weird to sleep with goo on your face. So it just depends. Some people like to let it sit and then we'll go to bed. So like you can put it on an hour before you go to bed, and when you go to bed it's like fully dry. So all that it also means is that you're not washing it off, you're letting it sit on your skin until the next day, and then you go on with your life, kind of like a moisturizer. So sometimes masks that you can sleep in are kind of like glorified, like heavy duty moisturizers, or like night creams. Sometimes I will tell someone to go buy a night cream and act as if it's like a sleeping mask. So put so much on that it looks like you're wearing a mask, wait for it to penetrate and sink into your skin, and then you can go to bed. But like I said, it's a concentrated, nutrient rich treatment You don't need to do it, but it's nice, hydrating, supports repair. So you can get a mask that you sleep in that's also like repairs scarring, repairs dryness, does for like it has like a retinol in it that can help with anti-aging or fine lines and wrinkles, stuff like that, like supports brightening and all of those things. So it again, it's just a personal preference. You can always try it. If you don't like it, then honestly just use it as like a heavy duty moisturizer like a few hours before bed, and then you won't even really like, you can't tell the difference. But they're a little bit more on the pricier side, so it just depends on what everybody prefers for a mask. LED masks are cool and fun. There's a lot of gadgets nowadays. Everybody has these like masks, and you can use them at home. Like I said, I have an LED. It's kind of like it looks like a shelf, but the lights are inside. And when the client's laying down, it's over their head. And I usually do that after my last mask that I just put on them, or while a jelly mask is sitting on. I like to put it on there. So it is a non-invasive photo biomodulation, meaning it's just light therapy. It is long-term use proven. That's what they say, depending on the machine that you get. It does improve, well, it's used for improving wrinkles, skin firmness, and acne. So to stimulate collagen, you want to use the red light. And then to kill any type of bacteria. So, like, say, for instance, if I'm giving a facial and I am focusing on acne treatment for that facial, I would be using blue light at the end because it will kill any leftover bacteria that might be on the skin surface that can help prevent breakouts in the future. So, if you feel like you struggle with breakouts, you can definitely use one of these LED masks and use the blue light to kill anything or kill any bacteria that you feel like might be sitting on the surface of your skin. And these are fun to use. It's a great add-on. These are extremely expensive, except for obviously the ones that are the at-home masks. I think that those are somewhat reasonably priced. But like I said, if you're like super into skincare, these are, your jam. This is like a cool thing to have, and like it's a fun little mask that you can put on at home. Um, but I do say that in order to have really, really great makeup, your skin has to look amazing. So the reason why I like to include a lot of skincare seminars is because for your makeup to look great, your skin has to look great. And for your skin to look great, you have to have a good skincare regime, which why did I say regime? Regimen. You just have to have a really good system that works for you and that makes your skin feel and look its best. Our skin is our largest organ, so we want to make sure that we're always taking care of it, and that always starts with cleansing, exfoliating, and moisturizing. Like I said, my three non-negotiables that I always talk about. So you guys can go off with questions, and that's my email. You guys can definitely email me requesting this PowerPoint. I will send you the PowerPoint, but go ahead and ask any questions that you may have about serums and masks, and then we can go from there. Maybe at the end, if you guys are up for it, I can show you guys. Obviously, I showed you guys pictures in the PowerPoint, but if you guys are wanting some suggestions for masks in like the Sephora or Ulta website, I can definitely do that. You guys just let me know. And then if you guys have any questions, go ahead. I'm waiting for them. Someone asked about picking out colognes or perfumes. I have no idea. I'm not a cologne or perfume connoisseur. I have no idea. about that. Um, like in what sense do you mean? Like your skin type to the cologne or perfume, or like the notes of the perfume? Like I'm kind of confused by the question, but I also don't know anything about colognes or perfumes. I don't even wear perfume. I'm not like a big fragrance person, so I'm not sure. What face mask is best for the skin? A cream face mask that is, specific for um hold on, let me try to get out of here. Oopsies, didn't mean to do that. Face mask that is specific for hydration. I'm gonna show you guys my favorite on this, or I'll do Ulta because I like Dermalogica as my favorite. I don't know why my computer is going so slow today. Hello. There is this new brand that like everyone's obsessed with, Medicube, and I heard there's so many good things about that brand. I used the exfoliating wipes and I like those a lot. Or the pads, I like those a lot. Here it is. Okay, let me share my screen so that way you guys can see it. So this is my favorite mask by Dermalogica. It is expensive, but it's amazing. This is a multivitamin power recovery. It is a part of their anti-aging line. However, it's like the hydration and what you get out of this mask is absolutely amazing. Like the results as well. Um, just to show you, it has vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E complex, provitamin B5, algae extract, which is great for hydration and restoring, like, the skin's pH level and all of that stuff. That's my fave. I love Dermalogica, the brand. I think that it's great. And it's also great for like consumer use as well because they have different lines and it's pretty easy to like figure them out and they are all like color coded, so it's a lot of fun. And I actually used this brand in beauty school when I was getting my esthetician license, so I did use it firsthand like on clients, and I feel like this serum, I mean this mask, I used a lot. Like I loved it. It was my go-to. Yeah, and somebody said I only used lip or eye masks before, and yes, I love lip and eye masks, like those little like the eye patches. Those are amazing. Love those. Somebody asked, could your face and body have two different skin types? Yeah. Yeah, like you can have oilier skin on your body and your face be super dry. Um, but majority of the time your the skin on your body doesn't like show as oily as your face would. It's just different parts of the body do different, like the skin on different parts of the body does different things, so you just have to keep that in mind. um but I'm not sure. Like I know that the skin, like the oils of your skin can affect perfumes and the way that they smell and colognes and stuff, but I have no idea like how to pinpoint that, right? Because like scents kind of are different on everyone. You can buy a perfume and it can smell different on two different people. So I feel like with that, it's also kind of like not only trial and error, but it's you need to just figure out what scents work with you. If that makes any sense. I have no idea. Sorry. I'm not in, I don't know a lot about perfumes. at all. But if you feel like your certain areas of your body is a little bit more oily than others, then I would say yeah. And then if you feel like the skin on your face is dry, that could be a thing. There's no right or wrong. But like now in the winter months, obviously like my hands are super duper dry because they're always in water. But for some reason, like my face is fine because I'm moisturizing my face. I'm not moisturizing my hands all the time. So it just depends on the situation, really. Any other questions? But there is a thing like people have back knee, which is like back acne. So there are certain type parts of the body you can be oilier than others. Majority of the time, like you're not very oily on your legs. It's usually the areas that hit with the hormones most, like back, chest, um, those areas. And I know like there's different rules as to like where you're supposed to put perfumes and stuff. I have no idea about any of those things. Let me know if you guys want me to show you guys any other masks, if you have any other questions. Again, I'm sorry for popping on late. Miscommunication about the timing because we switched days, so that threw me off already. So I apologize in advance. Thanks. Thanks for the forgiveness. But yeah, I thought you guys would really like this class or the seminar on serums and masks because they're very widely talked about, especially on social media. Influencers talk about them daily. I mean, different skincare brands and makeup brands send so much stuff to these influencers and they just make them popular, but with no explanation or no like knowledge behind it, which is totally fine, but it's just a disservice to everyone else who wants to know more about them or how to use them. So that's why I always try to include these types of seminars in so that way you guys get more information about these things. And serums and masks are again expensive, and now that there are different brands who are making them a lot more affordable, which thank you. It's there's a lot of importance when it comes to education and trying to like tell people what's used for what so that way people don't ruin their skin or they don't use the wrong products for certain things. Just want to keep that in mind. I'll show you guys a mud mask. Love mud masks. I know of, hold on, there's two that I like. Oops. You could do body treatments too when it comes to skincare. I know that. Let me see. I'm gonna find a mud mask. Or actually, there's a few brands that are super popular, so maybe you guys can. Okay, get this going. Okay, so the Benefit, which is a really big um eyebrow brand. They've just came out with skincare not too long ago, and this is a clay mask. So when you put it on as it's drying, it tends to look like you can kind of see where the dirt and debris is coming out. Like you see the dots on her pores. So that's kind of like what it would look like. So it's really taking all those impurities out of her pores. So I liked that one when I used it. I don't know. No. Clarence is extremely, oh no, I don't like Clarence. Hold on, not Clarence. Peter Thomas Roth. That's what I was looking for. It was just there. Oh, darn it. Okay, there we go. Ah, so this is not the one I'm looking for. Oh, Kiehl's. Yes. There was a Kiehl's one up here. Hold on. Here. This brand is amazing. If you're ever gonna get some skincare, I would definitely get from Kiehl's. Kiehl's is a really, really great brand. But this clay mask is amazing. I had the really big jar of it. I loved it when I had a lot of acne on my cheeks. It really does help with minimizing any type of pores. It helps with breakouts as well. So I would use it like a spot treatment, kind of like I said before, just like on that pimple. It really helps with irritated pimples as well. It calms them down, just by kind of like sucking out the bad oils and stuff like that. This clay pore minimizing clay mask, love it. One of my favorites. So it has Amazonian white clay, help detoxify, bentonite clay, which is like the mud part of it all, which has I'm sorry, yeah, which has the what is it? The minerals that help. So it helps intensify, cleanse, and purify skin. Um, but yeah, I love this. This is one of my favorites. So the charcoal, there are some that will say like they're charcoal based. Charcoal is a ingredient that can draw out impurities, kind of like clay does, but charcoal nowadays is more of like it's just it's not a gimmick because it can work. It's just that the ingredient is known for something. So they'll make it like a charcoal clay mask. It's going to do the same thing either way. So you could just get a clay mask. You don't have to get the charcoal ones, but if you already have the charcoal ones, like that should work too. One second. I'm so sorry. Okay. So someone said that they tried a foam mask once and they it got everywhere, so they got scared of it. You don't need to be scared. Majority of these things are okay if if you accidentally like get it in your mouth and swallow a little bit of it, you could just wash it away. It'll be fine. But majority of the time, face masks they won't harm you. I would definitely stay away from any products that like have a lot of gimmick to them. So like a Hello Kitty mask or a pink mask or like, a Disney mask. Like you want to stay to more brands that are specific in skincare rather than like a really cute brand making a sheet mask for you know, the gimmick. You want to make sure you stay away from those. I always try to tell people to stay away from those. Any other questions? Okay, if we don't have any more questions, I'm gonna wrap it up since I was so late. I didn't mean to be. I'm so sorry. Do they have roll-on ones? What do you mean, like roll-on masks? I'm confused. They have those like the jade rollers. That's not a mask. That's just like a little have you heard of like a gua sha? So like gua sha is like a piece of metal and they like it's almost like you're stretching your skin or kind of like pulling your skin back, exercising your skin. That's what the rollers are for. There's not a mask or like serum built in it. So you can use it while you using like a sheet mask. Those are in the refrigerator, so it was nice and cold when I had like a sheet mask and I would, roll over the sheet mask. It just helps like, make it like a more of a massage feeling, gives it more of a spa feeling. But the gua shas really help with tightening the skin, with lymphatic drainage, It helps with kind of like tightening up certain areas. So if you want like your jaw to be super structured, you would use like a gua sha. That's more of Eastern type of medicine. So I know that like that's like a whole specialty and like a whole thing. So I would do way more research on that because I know like you could just get one on Amazon and start using it, but you want to use it to its best. Like you want to use it the correct way so that you get all the benefits out of it. Any other questions? But yeah, you can roll that, like you can roll a sheet mask on if you don't want to touch it, but so that's a personal preference. It's a little hard. I feel like that would be kind of hard because like the sheet masks already are like really large and like not proportioned correctly. So I feel like you would really need to like get in there with your hands to make sure it sticks on. But to each their own. Any other questions? All right. I am going to be wrapping up. You guys have a great weekend. Please stay safe, stay warm, and I will see you guys soon. Thank you for everything again. Thank you for your understanding and have a great night. Bye, guys.